Some might takes 8 minutes just to reach your eyes. Inside. The biggest question of trimester 1 is pretty simple: how you can transfer energy to an object like a bear. You can push it by using hand, which can be described by the equation of work. Work is equal to Fd cosine theta. You can pull a bear using a string, and you can say that amount of energy the force F gives to the object, and F is the size of the force, D is the displacement. Now cosine theta, you may ask, what is cosine theta doing over there? We have discussed in the class many times that there is a theta at end of the cosine, and theta is the theta. We can use theta to describe the relationship between the force and the displacement. There are two components. One is the cosine theta, one is the sine theta. If the force and displacement are on the same direction, then we use the cosine theta. If they are perpendicular to each other, we use the sine theta. Now the SI unit for force is N, and SI unit for displacement is M, which is joule. It makes sense because the SI unit for energy is also joule. Now we can talk about the direction of the force. Now, as you saw in the class, we demonstrated 3 different scenarios. One is we can use that to make the point clear. You remember Stephen wanted to go to the west, and Kenneth wanted to go to the west, and Stephen was pushing him to the west. So in that case, the theta was cosine theta was 0 degree. Work done was 100%. On the other hand, Jared wanted to go to the east. Irene was pushing him to the west. In this case, the negative work was done. On the other thing, Chaz, who was carrying the book, a bookcase, perpendicular to the arm, work done was just like the scenario you see over here. F does no work because the weight lifting is perpendicular to the hand. Now, definition of work. We can also calculate the net work by adding up every single component of work: work 1, work 2, work 3, work 4. In this case, we can simplify the equation of the work by saying that work is simply Fd by crossing out cosine theta. Now, if we do that, then we can derive something important out from this work equation, and that is work energy theorem, one of the most important theorem of physics. How can we do that? Okay, Fd, what is F? F is Newton's second law, Ma. So work net, Fd turned out to become MAD. Okay, so now we can use the kinetic equation. F final square equal to V final square equal to V initially square plus 2AD. Okay, now we can isolate AD. If we do isolate AD, what do we get? We simply get VF square minus VI square over 2. That's exactly what we get, and we can replace that right here. So it's end up become M V final square minus V initial square over 2 and parenthesis. Okay, so once we have that, we can distribute it. If we distribute that becomes half mv final square minus half mv initial square. So the first part of it is kinetic energy, and the second part of it is kinetic energy as well. So this is the difference of kinetic energy, who is known as work network. So network is the difference of kinetic energy. This is known as work energy theorem. Now, we can use this work energy theorem to, well, this is, first of all, this is one of the most important theorem in physics, because we had to use Newton's second law of work equation and the kinetic theory to derive that. That will allow us to solve advanced problem. Now let's recap what we did today. If the force and displacement are on the same direction, kinetic energy increases. If the force and direction are on the opposite direction, then kinetic energy decreases. The object slowing down. If work and energy, the relationship between them is perpendicular, then it is zero.
Flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab coats and goggles, we'll make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. Take to heart, people are sexy when they show the smart. Unlike most trends, science is logical and never ends. See, I heard, that you've been out and about making fun of nerds. Making fun of nerds. See, that's simply a mistake, no why. Soon they'll innovate and change our lives and be remembered for all of time. Evolution made your brain, heart, spinal cord, and also your eyes. Medicine made the vaccines, technologies that keep you alive. Every time that you eat, read, text, or take a selfie and smile. No, science ain't out of style. Science never goes out of style. You love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our labs, coats and goggles, we'll make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. So don't be dumb. Just don't be dumb. Yeah, don't be dumb. Don't be fucking dumb. Oh, you love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with a lab coat, make you thirst. Science have you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab coats and goggles, we'll make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. Take to heart, people are sexy when they show the smart. Unlike most trends, science is logical and never ends. See, I heard that you've been out and about making fun of nerds. Making fun of nerds. See, that's simply a mistake, no why. Soon they'll innovate and change our lives and be remembered for all of time. Evolution made your brain, heart, spinal cord, and also your eyes. Medicine made the vaccines, technologies that keep you alive. Every time that you eat, read, text, or take a selfie and smile. No, science ain't out of style. Science never goes out of style. You love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our labs, coats and goggles, we'll make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. So don't be dumb. Just don't be dumb. Yeah, don't be dumb. Don't beef kingdom. Oh, you love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab goals will make you thirst. Science never. Flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab coats and goggles will make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. Take to heart, people are sexy when they show the smart. Unlike most trends, science is logical and never ends. See, I heard, that you've been out and about making fun of nerds. Making fun of nerds. See, that's simply a mistake, no why. Soon they'll innovate and change our lives and be remembered for all of time. Evolution made your brain, heart, spinal cord, and also your eyes. Medicine made the vaccines, technologies that keep you alive. Every time that you eat, read, text, or take a selfie and smile. No, science ain't out of style. Science never goes out of style. You love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our labs, coats and goggles will make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. So don't be dumb. Just don't be dumb. Yeah, don't be dumb. Don't be kingdom. Love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab goals will make you thirst. Science never. Inside, it's all atoms making up our minds. But if you think that learning science isn't meant for you, or just not cool, there are formulas to prove it now. Better study up, I'll show you how. We're about to throw some science down. Evolution of your brain, heart, spinal cord, and also your eyes. Medicine made the vaccines, technologies that keep you alive. Every time that you eat, read, text, or take a selfie and smile. No, science ain't out of style. Science never goes out of style. You love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab coats and goggles will make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. Take to heart, people are sexy when they show the smart. Unlike most trends, science is logical and never ends. See, I heard, that you've been out and about making fun of nerds. Making fun of nerds. See, that's simply a mistake, no why. Soon they'll innovate and change our lives and be remembered for all of time. Evolution made your brain, heart, spinal cord, and also your eyes. Medicine made the vaccines, technologies that keep you alive. Every time that you eat, read, text, or take a selfie and smile, no, science ain't out of style. Science never goes out of style. You love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our labs, coats, and goggles will make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. So don't be dumb. Just don't be dumb. Yeah, don't be dumb. Don't be fucking dumb. Oh, you love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab goggles will make you thirst. Science never you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab coats and goggles will make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. Take to heart, people are sexy when they show they're smart. Unlike most trends, science is logical and never ends. See, I heard, that you've been out and about making fun of nerds. Making fun of nerds. See, that's simply a mistake, no I. Soon they'll innovate and change our lives and be remembered for all of time. Evolution made your brain, heart, spinal cord, and also your eyes. Medicine made the vaccines, technologies that keep you alive. Every time that you eat, read, text, or take a selfie and smile, no, science ain't out of style. Science never goes out of style. You love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our labs, coats, and goggles will make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. So don't be dumb. Just don't be dumb. Yeah, don't be dumb. Don't be fucking dumb. Oh, you love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab goggles will make you thirst. Science never. Sunlight takes 8 minutes just to reach your eyes. Inside, it's all atoms making up our minds. But if you think that learning science isn't meant for you, or just not cool, there are formulas to prove it now. Better study up, I'll show you how. We're about to throw some science down. Evolution made your brain, heart, spinal cord, and also your eyes. Medicine made the vaccines, technologies that keep you alive. Every time that you eat, read, text, or take a selfie and smile, no, science ain't out of style. Science never goes out of style. You love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab coats and goggles will make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. Take to heart, People are sexy when they show they're smart. Unlike most trends, science is logical and never ends. See, I heard, oh, that you've been out and about making fun of nerds. Making fun of nerds. See, that's simply a mistake, no why. Soon they'll innovate and change our lives and be remembered for all of time. Evolution needs your brain, heart, spinal cord, and also your eyes. Medicine made the vaccines, technologies that keep you alive. Every time that you eat, read, text, or take a selfie and smile, no, science ain't out of style. Science never goes out of style. You love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our labs, coats, and goggles will make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. So don't be dumb. And just don't be dumb. Yeah, don't be dumb. Don't be fucking dumb. Oh, you love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab goggles will make you thirst. Science never.
Come on, almost there. Come on. Come on, dude, you can't take any breaks. It's 3 minutes. Class is almost over. Dimitri! You literally have one more step left.
Sunlight takes 8 minutes just to reach your eyes. Inside, it's all atoms making up our minds. But if you think that learning science isn't meant for you, or just not cool, there are formulas to prove it now. Better study up, I'll show you how. We're about to throw some science down. Evolution made your brain, heart, spinal cord, and also your eyes. Medicine made the vaccines, technologies that keep you alive. Every time that you eat, read, text, or take a selfie and smile, no, science ain't out of style. Science never goes out of style. You love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab coats and goggles will make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. Take to heart, people are sexy when they show they're smart. Unlike most trends, science is logical and never ends. See, I heard, oh, that you've been out and about making fun of nerds. Making fun of nerds. See, that's simply a mistake, no why. Soon they'll innovate and change our lives and be remembered for all of time. Evolution of your brain, heart, spinal cord, and also your eyes. Medicine made the vaccines, technologies that keep you alive. Every time that you eat, read, text, or take a selfie and smile. No, science ain't out of style. Science never goes out of style. You love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our labs, coats, and goggles will make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. So don't be dumb. Just don't be dumb. Yeah, don't be dumb. Don't be fucking dumb. Oh, you love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab goggles will make you thirst. Science never. Sunlight takes 8 minutes just to reach your eyes. Inside, it's all atoms making up our minds. But if you think that learning science isn't meant for you, or just not cool, there are formulas to prove it now. Better study up, I'll show you how. We're about to throw some science down. Evolution made your brain, heart, spinal cord, and also your eyes. Medicine made the vaccines, technologies that keep you alive. Every time that you eat, read, text, or take a selfie and smile. No, science ain't out of style. Science never goes out of style. You love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab coats and goggles will make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. Take to heart, people are sexy when they show they're smart. Unlike most trends, science is logical and never ends. See, I heard, oh, that you've been out and about making fun of nerds. Making fun of nerds. See, that's simply a mistake, no why. Soon they'll innovate and change our lives and be remembered for all of time. Evolution made your brain, heart, spinal cord, and also your eyes. Medicine made the vaccines, technologies that keep you alive. Every time that you eat, read, text, or take a selfie and smile. No, science ain't out of style. Science never goes out of style. You love those iPhone apps that help you flirt, but it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our labs, coats, and goggles will make you thirst. Science never goes out of style. Science never goes out of style. phone apps that help you flirt. But it was the STEM field majors who designed it all first. Even with our lab goals will make you thirst. Science never. Don't give up.
Got another flight. How you feeling?
It's like I'm lifting 1,000,000 pounds.
It's actually 1,000 kilograms. You got the wobbly legs? You're not done yet.
Two scenario, two weightlifter, one is on the left, one is on the right. The right one is faster, however both have done same amount of work. I can say that because work is the amount of energy transferred. In another way of saying that, work is equal to the energy you give or you take it away. So the weightlifter on the left and the weightlifter on the right both has a mass 2 meter above the ground, and mass is 100 kilogram. Work is equal to mgh. So they have done 1960 joule of work. The both weightlifter have done 1960 joule of work. So although the one on the right is faster, however they have done same amount of work, which takes us to the next story, which is power. Power measure the rate at which work is done. How fast or how slow you do the work, that is power. So power is work over time. Now, the both weightlifter have done 1960 joule of work. If you are divided by time, then the one on the left took 3 seconds and the one on the right took 1 second. So the weightlifter on the left is 653 watt and the weightlifter on the right is 1960 watt. So the weightlifter on the right is more powerful than the weightlifter on the left. The SI unit for power is watt, who is named after a Scottish scientist James Watt. Now, for example, a car is moving to the right and the car is 1,000 kilogram and it takes 2 seconds to reach 5 meters per second. Now, how powerful the engine of the car is. So let's plug it in. Work is half mv square, as we derived that equation before in the beginning of this video tutorial. Half mv square, and it takes 2 seconds. Now we plug it in. M is 1,000 kilogram and velocity is 5 meters per second, and we see that the power of engine is 6,250 watt. Now how can we calculate that is average power, work over time? So that the time interval, so it took 2 seconds to reach 5 meters per second velocity. However, if we want to find the instantaneous power, how can you do that? It requires calculus. However, we can be clever and we can still find the instantaneous power without using calculus. For example, if the if the power of the car from position A is 6250 watt and the position B is same and the position 3 is also same, then instantaneous power is simply 6250 watt. So in this case, instantaneous power is equal to average power, which is 6250 watt. Now what if the power of the car is different on the different position? How can we do that? For example, if it is position 1 is 1000 watt, position 2 3000 watt, position 3 is 7000 watt. How can we do that without using calculus? Well, there is a way. We can, well, what is the equation for work is FD cosine theta over T. Now, what is D over T? D over T is V, velocity. Now, we can replace D over T by velocity. So, it is FV. So, now, instantaneous speed. Do you remember that? Did Mr. Vary break the law by speeding off more than 25 meters per second? We can use that. We can use that calculus to find it out, to find that v, that instantaneous velocity. So once we find the instantaneous velocity, that would be the instantaneous power, and the theta is the is the angle between force and the velocity. Since velocity is the vector component, we have to use the angle. So if cosine theta is 0, then the velocity is 100% because cosine theta 0 value is 1. So again, power